Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 8th of November. So starting off looking at the euro dollar, well, yesterday we saw the reaction to a bit of a probably uncertainty of what was going to happen when the midterm election result was out, but price came back to the status quo effectively and closed pretty much on its trend line. However, this morning it's already pitched up a little bit here until today. Pitched up a little bit here and starting to maybe look a bit more bearish, bullish. Crikey, let's get my head on right. So in this midterm here, what we had where we got confirmed higher lows. Okay, we had a bit of a retracement yesterday, still edging towards the more bullish side. It's just below its daily pivot here when we look at this 60-minute chart. Daily pivot just above it. It can break beyond that, well, that I would be looking to continue in this bullish side. However, if I mean on this short time frame, although we still haven't broken the prior lows there, it's although there was a intermediate low in between, it could get away with saving here, and we could come back and look at this and say, well, yeah, it's higher lows, or significant low. But at the moment, is this going to be a significant low that we've been putting in here, or is it going to reverse once it's hit the daily pivot? And that's the pivotal area, no pun intended. But should be watching that carefully. Whether if it overlaps, it's got quite a few. It's got the 21, the 50 moving average sitting around that price action. If it can break that, well, then it becomes a little bit more bullish. What's the market showing us? Well, as I said, it's really shown us it's still got potential for upside. Big sell-off though through yesterday afternoon and into the evening there through to the Asian session, but that's stalled at the moment. So if it reacts to the pivot and starts selling off here, well, I would be looking for maybe a breakdown towards this 200 and certainly back towards its daily S1. Okay, so that's the euro, mildly bullish. Cable, the pound dollar. Pound dollar held on a bit better and ended up bullish and pushing up for another high. There's a sort of expectation that we're near a deal on the Brexit situation, and it's helped the pound quite considerably, and it's still got potential for further upside from what we're looking at here. In fact, really steady with a move up there yesterday with just the slightest, well, just in a sort of a bullish flag at the moment as we're sitting here. Now we're sitting just currently below the daily pivot here. If it can push back up above, well, in this case above the morning highs there, well, then it becomes bullish. The actual reaction and the movement of this, the range of these days, has been slowing down. There is indecision for quite long periods and making it very choppy, a bit more difficult to read, but in all intents and purposes it's still putting higher lows in there and higher highs, and it looks like it could be bullish. If it rolls from here and cannot make it, well, I'd be looking more away from the pivots in this particular case, which is unusual for me, but more looking towards those key moving averages, maybe the 100, possibly the 200 if there was bad news coming out for the pound. Okay, that's the pound. So again, mildly bullish with chances of surprises. Okay, dollar yen has continued its path to the upside there. Really, it's risk on, risk off. Its risk is back on by the looks of things, and we've seen this sort of reaction of unwinding of the yen, which has been pushing through again. It looked at one stage yesterday that, well, it might continue the sell side of things, but didn't last for long, and well, still to me, okay, it did pitch down and put a lower low in, which may suggest that we see a continuation to the downside, but well, we may just get again, it's a reaction to its pivot today. If it does get back down to breaking it, well, strength. Otherwise, well, I would be looking at the buy side if I was trading it. So again, mildly bullish at the moment, but wait for the retrace. Wait to see what happens with that one. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is certainly holding its own. Someone needs to hold it. So it's doing it himself, and it's pushing up, and it's continuing to push these higher lows in, and it's the most bullish of many of these markets against the US dollar at the moment. It's doing better. When the other markets sell off, this sells, but not to the same extent, not giving back all its gains. So whereas the euro, for example, came right back to where it opened, this held on to some gains and is pushing up, and it's missed a daily pivot at the moment. Maybe it'll come back in that, but it may just push on upwards towards that 0.1. That's what it's looking at the moment. So slightly more mildly bullish. Okay, and then Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar, well, we've gone into very choppy. On the dailies, it's been building up, and I still see the potential for upside. I keep talking about this monthly pivot being a bit of a draw, and it still hasn't been hit, and it may still be hit, and I'd rather see that being hit before establishing a longer position on this to the upside. So still waiting for that at the moment. You can see, I mean, it's just literally chopping around, and intraday it may give you some range trades, but personally it's not for me. It may be that the price of oil is helping things here, and we're seeing the reaction of minor higher oil prices, but it's doing okay in that respect, but it's not really going anywhere for me. So soft and choppy, and best left alone. Okay, that's the main markets there. We'll just have a quick look and see what the S&Ps are up to. Get asked this quite a lot, and the S&Ps, they are continuing to stretch again and push back towards back towards the old highs there, but we've sort of gone into some key support areas here. Important point yesterday, and I've been talking about this in our afternoons in our trading room, was this monthly pivot. If it could hold below it, well, it still remained bearish. At the moment it's effectively broken its bearish near-term trend, and it, well, still may have some upside in this. So the results yesterday didn't really give a kick in, so still some potential upside there for now, and possibly even more. So again, mildly bullish, or maybe more than mild. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now. Oh, one thing I forgot. Of course, if you've noticed the markets are a bit slow today, of course we got some very key news at 7 o'clock. Not a lot leading into that, but at 7 o'clock we got the FOMC statement and Fed funds rate. Not expected to change anything there. Could be a bit of a damp squid, and most likely is. In fact, the chances of it actually increasing in December, as I said on the weekly update, has been dropping slightly as well. So it will be an interesting, how can I say interesting about anything fundamental? But anyway, it might be a key in terms of the terminology used on the statement. Have a great one. Bye for now.